2 is probably the Mario Party game that basically like, well, I need to talk. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Mario Party 2 is kind of similar to the first Mario Party game because it had mini games that were actually repeated from that, and it had extended to a couple of things different. And I thought, why not actually just do a top 20 mini games from Mario Party 2? And yes, I will count the repeats from Mario Party mini games, as they can be different, obviously. And also, just to let you know, some of these were remade in Mario Party Superstars as well, so there might be differences and stuff. And also, comment without skipping forward in the video, comment down below what you think my number 1 pick is going to be. And anyway, like, subscribe, no swearing in the comments. And I've got to see how you're going to think of this list. Right, number 20. Okay, this minigame it's kind of, you know, if you know me and watch my other ranking videos on minigames, you know I like minigames. You have to like be accurate and match the stuff, but a Tower Driver did things differently, but you have to match the picture in the middle. There's also a minigame in Mario Party 3 that's kind of like this. I also like these matching minigames as well. And also, you've got to be accurate. Even though the game ends abruptly, I don't know if I could call it accuracy. This is a long list, and I don't know why. It just had this charm to it that I just couldn't ignore. Okay, obviously this minigame I found in this specific version. I don't know why, but I find it hard in the older version. But I don't know why, but I just like the music in this minigame. And this is in other minigames, but you know, Shy Guy says how to make this. First of all, I like the atmosphere. I may or may not be good at this version of it because of the controls, but that doesn't really matter if the atmosphere is good. It's not as unfair as you think. Basically, you're in the sky and the Shy Guy's on a rainbow. And if you pick the wrong flag, you'll fall down from the sky. I don't know why I like this atmosphere, and I like all the Lakitu moving. And most of the time it does end in a draw, but it's just still kind of fun, I guess. Okay, you know the item mini games. Well, at this point, you know why I have to do with, you know how fair I like the item mini games to be. Well, apart from like maybe 2 of the item mini games I don't like, but you can probably watch like the previous video about the worst Mario to figure out what's going on there. But anyway, roll out the barrels. This is also in this is the best item mini game in Mario Party Superstars, but not because it's a fair challenge, and also it's very fair to get an item and get an item, and it's not basic, and it's not very timing based, and not requiring things like button mashing. But yeah, this is like, because there are 6 item mini games, and at least 3 of them I don't like. But at least there's 2 of the item mini games which I like, and Roll Out the Barrels is definitely one of them. And then there's also the duel mini games, which are basically mini games that don't occur that much unless the dueling gun is used or you land on the same space as another player in the last 5 turns. So that's the Mushroom Brew with Horrorland's duel minigame. Horrorland is like probably the best Mario Party board, and obviously this is probably one of the good duels, because it's like you have to get ingredients into a pot, and it does. Why is good? Do you know? Am I the only one who really likes cake? Yeah. Well, what if you had to go work in a factory of cakes with nice music? I really like the music in this one, but aside from the music, it's still fun, and it was good enough to win Superstars, but this version's better. The reason I say that is because the music is a little more, there's a lot more music in here, and you don't have to, and I think you can only press the A button 1 time. So this is definitely a good achievement. The next one is also got kind of like Tile Driver, but it's more of a ground pound. It's more focused on ground pounding. Totem Pole Pound is very interesting because ground pounding is my strength in these minigames, and these are one of these minigames we're very strong at. So why would I just let it fly, but actually recognise these? And this is basically what the list is, to celebrate the minigames that are good achievements. And the worst lists are clearly to not celebrate, but basically tell the minigames to like be better. Let's not talk about that. And the Totem Pole is good. I like the design and I like the desert atmosphere. And yeah, I like the desert. Yeah. There's this. There's obviously, do you like mathematics? Don't click off yet. No. Roll call is a minigame I should do on my math channel whenever I decide to do those again. Because it's basically you have to count a certain amount of enemies. There are some more course variants, but it's just different things, so it's not good enough for me to actually include them. But they are pretty fun, obviously. And also, but in the Superstars version, you can actually cheat in it. And if you're on the Wii Virtual Console, you can also kind of cheat here. But it's not as annoying for someone. But it still is very fun, despite that. Also let's look at Look Away. Let's not look at Look Away. Okay, Look Away. But anyway, the reason I put this here is because it's fun. And the main reason I put it here is just because of the music. Most of these minigames just have fun music, and the music also does it. Even if the music's reused, that won't really affect it. I don't know. This might be my favourite duel minigame because it's one of the more simpler ones. I don't know. I'm gonna check. Yes, it is. It definitely is. I actually checked. I had to check because sometimes I don't remember because I made these things like a long time. Anyway, the way you play this is okay. The reason I click dual corks is actually for a reason. It ends quick and obvious, and it's based on the Western duels type of thing, and I really like that for some reason. Like the video if you like that as well, and make sure you leave your predictions on what my number one pick will be. Alright. This minigame is like almost everyone likes this minigame, and this might and even some people. This is also a minigame that was repeated in Mario Party 1, but it's kind of better here. Kind of, I guess. I like the music and the way they redid it, because the music couldn't be better. I think it's called. It's a remix of another music thing that I do not remember what that music is called. Let me know what that music was called. I might need to look it up. And it's like beep 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 beep. Alright, whatever. But anyway, it's a mini game. It's everyone's favourite mini game in a Mario Party game. It's Bumper Balls. And it has 3 course variations. So what I tried to do was try to divide the screen and divide the picture so you could see all 3 of them. And the way this one, I like the course variations, but when I first played Mario Party 2, I never got the course variation. The only course variation I got was the generic one with the lava. But then when I kept playing on a board, I finally got something like the ice mask. Then I got the water one, and I don't know if I think I played them all, and I even played them all in Superstars as well. So I've not missed anything. But this is only a number 11. I'm sure I like the music, but sometimes it ends too quickly. But in this version, it'll also end in a draw or a tie. none of which will make it very good. I wish they had it like in Superstars where you can have multiple winners for surviving. And the ice stage is the most challenging. But anyway, I better move on. And kicking off the top 10, I've been coin minigame with a very nice music. The music I only hear like in I think 3 minigames. Deep Sea Salvage. I think I've only heard this minigame and like you only hear it in like 3 music. I've not played Rainbow Run before, so that's probably why. Anyway, I picked Deep Sea Salvage as it's a good coin minigame similar to Hammer Drop, but the Hammer Drop is dropping treasure into the water to collect. And I really like that, and I like the way they worked on it. But unlike in Mario Party 0, all its coin minigames got into Superstars, I wish this was brought back instead of Quicksand Cash. I think this would have been good. Okay, we have a lot of these minigames are repeats from Mario Party 1. I'm going to make sure. We've got Tipsy Tony and we will have a couple of repeats. And I like the way they handle Tipsy Tony. I like most of the music. The soundtracks are good. But the problem with this version of Tipsy Tony is that the backgrounds are always the same, but the music is also pretty fun. Okay, this is also a fan favorite minigame from Mario Party 2. Tread carefully. And also I'm not going to actually say the name it says up there because it's like related to war trauma and stuff, and that's why they changed it in Superstars. So tread carefully is actually what it's called in Superstars, so I'll refer it to as that. But you should, yeah. I think I'm allowed to say it, but I just don't want to. Basically, tread carefully. You have to get rid of your rivals' tanks. And be the first survivor. It's like a survival minigame with 2 strikes. Strike 2 and you're out. It should be like in baseball. Well, that's how tread carefully works. So I'm moving on from this one. It is still a good minigame though. Okay, this is a repeat. I enjoyed this repeat. It's probably one of my favorite Mario Party 2 and Mario Party 1 repeat things. This is one of my favorites. To be honest, this is my favorite repeat version probably. But this isn't the last repeat as there are 2 more, I think 2 more repeats after this one. But the other ones are not for the repeats, but it's actually for the minigame itself most of the time. Or maybe it is for the repeat, I don't know. I'll talk later about that. But Explosives Away, again, or actually I can say Bombs Away. This one's very fun. Obviously, where there's a Bowser battle boat coming and shooting cannonballs at you. And there are also bullet bills coming. And also at the end there's a big final bullet bill. And it's a final way to say see you later. And it's also a final other thing that I'm not going to say. Obviously the music also nets it high, and all these other things combined netted it this high. But there are a couple of minigames that got a couple more points. I think I should add a point system from this point forward. I should probably, no pun intended, I should add a point system to see how many points out of 10 points a minigame got. Just see if it, just check it out. Maybe I should, let me know in the comments if I should have a point system. But that point system, so if I rank this number 7, I might put put how many points they got up there. But anyway, I'm moving on. Okay, my favorite item minigame in Mario Party 2 is Coffin Congestion, because it's more of a free item basically, and it is very fun. And I just like the atmosphere in a dungeon, maybe or inside a castle dungeon, with coffins with items in it. And I like how the items move, and I don't know, this is just slightly better than Roll Out the Barrels. People think it's harder, but I find it simpler than Roll Out the Barrels, as the items are moving and not the coffins. This minigame in Mario Party 2, I don't know why, but I just like it a lot, and I'm very good at it, to be honest. And I have to have it on this list. Obviously, why wouldn't I? put loony lumberjacks on this list. Basically, you have to put A. You have to press A and B, A and B, A and B. But this one, I honestly find it better as it's more faster and obviously the music. And this is like a very good one. Basically, it's A, B. So basically, what I normally do for A, B is I basically just brush A and B. So I brush the buttons, and I like move my finger across the buttons and pressing them. I know it's A, B, A, B, A, B. Yeah, because I actually just swipe press the buttons across. And that's how I play it. So that's how it's fun. And okay, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I'm mentioning it now. Apologies for just abruptly ending the previous video. It's because I just stressed too much that minigame was the worst. But I'll try and be more positive. But anyway, the next one is kind of similar to this one in a way. But because it's also about destroying something, but it's kind of better, to be fair. Destruction Duet is my next pick. I don't know if I did it because I think I did a top 10 on this, and this was actually my number 1, but it actually changed a little because you have to destroy a Bowser statue, and I enjoy that. And also the funny thing is you can help the other team. Seriously, you can help the other team. Yeah. Okay, here's a minigame that's pretty much classic at this point. Facelift. Definitely is. And for facelift, and this, you'd think this would be my number 1 or even number 2, because like my Superstars ranking was facelift, trace race, and crazy cutters. But it's a little different here, obviously. Because yeah, it's an accuracy conductor where you're actually more accurate, where you have to get the face to look exactly right, and also like all the face variations. And also, you should totally try and guess what my number 1 pick is in the comments without skipping forward, because it will not disappoint you. And it might even be surprised. Okay. Now, number 2. Okay, this minigame is pretty much normal. It's my favourite minigame from Mario Party Superstars, but Crazy Cutters is actually next. You might be wondering why this isn't my number 2, but then I realised that it would not make sense, as I would just be repeating myself. But still, there is a minigame better than this one anyway, and a little more fun. Kinda. But anyway, Crazy Cutters is definitely the best battle minigame in Mario Party 2, along with the facelift. And the reason I like this is because, well, I like the accuracy conductors, and this is obviously the best accuracy conductor, without a doubt. This is definitely the best battle minigame. And it's just, you can even go around. And this is the second best battle minigame. Alright, last chance to comment down what you think my number 1 pick is without skipping forward in the video. Okay, and now the best Mario Party 2 minigame is Hexagon Heat. This is basically similar to another minigame called Mushroom Mix-Up, but this minigame definitely doesn't disappoint. It basically, there's a toad over here, and this toad is going to raise a flag, and basically you have to go to the coloured hexagon matching the flag. I prefer this over something like Chickatrice Says an Adult Me, because it's like one thing looking out for, and the Mario Party version of it is definitely better, and besides it's not time limited. Hopefully they don't bring it back. But anyway, this is definitely the best minigame in Mario Party 2 without a doubt. There's nothing that can beat that. And also it has colours in it. I like the colours. And yeah, I was going to put Crazy Cutters at number 1, but then I realised it would be unfair. And I wanted to do something different. And this is actually a little more fun. So still, because it's bright colours, it's also similar to another little minigame. Cool, and it's still pretty fun, and also it's even harder than Mushroom Mix-Up, because the hexagon platinum will sink into the lava a little more fast. And this is the best minigame in Minecraft 2. Okay, like, subscribe, no swearing in the comments.